When it comes to cardio, most men over 50 have a math problem. They'll spend 45 minutes trying to burn off what they ate in 5 minutes, and that time could have gone towards building what men really need after 50. In this video, you'll see why the goal isn't to out-exercise your calories, it's to stop creating the calorie problem in the first place so you can build a strong, mobile, and powerful body with the limited time you have in your busy schedule. So let's fix the math. Instead of using 60 minutes to burn off what you ate in 10 minutes, let's use 0 minutes to burn off what you chose not to eat. That frees up those 60 minutes to plug into a training system that will dramatically improve your life. And it's not cardio. Here's something more people should be telling you. It's infinitely easier to avoid 500 calories than it is to burn it off. Now, brother, this is so powerful, I have to say it again, even so I can hear it again. It is infinitely easier to avoid 500 calories than it is to burn it off. And in 1 minute, I'm gonna prove that to you. All right, let's look at the calorie cardio math. A glazed donut, around 300 calories. Takes a guy around 2 minutes to eat, and it takes about 35 minutes of moderate rowing on a rowing machine to burn it off. That 2-minute dopamine hit cost you 30 minutes of your limited training time. Here at Second 50 Strong, we know aging does not mean decline. Men are not meant to get weaker, slower, or less capable as they age. The truth is, a man can become stronger, tougher, and more capable in his second 50 years than he was in his first. A caramel latte, around 400 calories. Takes a guy about 10 minutes to drink, but takes about 45 minutes on a stationary bike to burn it off. That's a terrible trade of your time of 10 minutes of drinking liquid cake. After more than 30 years as a physical therapist and 15 years as a wrestling coach, I see exactly what separates the men who keep growing from the men who quietly fade away. If you're not finished growing, you're in the right place. Stay to the end because you're going to get access to a free focused eating guide you'll use to avoid the pitfalls we're talking about today. And later, you'll hear about the 3 biggest mistakes men make in the gym with cardio. How about a ½ pound of cooked pasta with sauce? Takes a guy about 15 minutes to eat, but it takes about 1 hour of jumping rope to burn it off. That's the total time most men to have all day, and I'm laughing because jumping rope for an hour sucks, and honestly, nobody's gonna do that. The problem isn't that you can't work hard. The problem is the trade you're making with your limited time. You're compelled to get rid of the extra calories you ate instead of training for raw strength, mobility, and power. These 3 things that matter most in your second 50 years, and it's straight up sabotage. Or you could have chosen in that 30 seconds before putting the donut, latte, or pasta bowl in your hands to push it away. Not eating the donut is 0 calories and needs 0 time to burn it off, giving you 30 more minutes to train raw strength. Not drinking the caramel latte is 0 calories and needs 0 time to burn it off, giving you 45 more minutes to improve your mobility. Pushing away the plate of pasta is 0 calories and needs 0 time to burn it off, giving you 60 more minutes to train power and athleticism. Now you're building a capable body, ready to dominate your second 50 years. After 50, your limited resources aren't calories, it's training time. So the big question every man over 50 needs to ask is, what gives me the biggest return on my limited time? Now, imagine yourself 6 months from now. You're spending way less time in the gym and getting way more results. You focused your eating and are much more selective on what you're putting in your body. So the need for that slow grind cardio is gone. And using your limited time on what matters most to your second 50 body, that's now what you're focusing on. You're training raw strength, and it's giving you stronger, bigger muscles, denser bones, overall improved health, and increased male confidence, instead of just using a treadmill for 30 minutes that makes you just feel really hungry again. Your mobility training is now giving you better joint health and range of motion, less stiffness and fewer aches, better movement quality, and the ability to do things men half your age are struggling with, instead of riding a stationary bike for 45 minutes and then just wanting to leave the gym. Your power training is now giving you the ability to stay explosive as you age, giving you faster reactions and more athletic movement. You have better balance and coordination now, instead of just jumping rope for 1 hour, which still makes me laugh because that's really hard to do. Nobody's going to do that. Here are the 3 big mistakes men make when mixing cardio with weight training in the gym. Number 1, they think they need to warm up with cardio first and then use up their energy stores for a low-intensity weight training session after their cardio warm-up. This slows their muscle growth down and increases their recovery time for less benefit. Here's the fix. Do just a 5-minute mobility warm-up to increase your range of motion and blood flow to your joints, and make that warm-up mimic your upcoming weight training session. Mistake number 2, they put their extended cardio time in the beginning of their workout and end up with limited time for their strength training. So they rush and go through the motions without really challenging themselves for maximal muscle growth. Here's the fix. Do your strength, mobility, and power training first, and then leave whatever time you have left at the end for your slow grind cardio if you still feel you need to do it. And keep the cardio short so you don't leave the gym starving for food. Mistake number 3, they think that slow grind cardio is more important than strength training, so that's what they're really doing. This teaches their body to eat all of their muscles away for efficiency, and they lose all the benefits of increased muscle and strength. Here's the fix. Keep your cardio short and use it for actual heart and respiratory training, not calorie burning. Then start hitting the weights. I've worked as an outpatient therapist for about 15 to 18 years of my career, and when it comes to treating men with athletic injuries, the vast majority of them have been from doing long-term slow grind cardio. And they've been the hardest to fix because these guys are basically addicted to getting their morning run in every day or biking miles every day. They really identify with that, but they're breaking their bodies down and don't allow the recovery time to build it back up again. So these guys end up with a lot of tendon inflammation, wearing down of their joints, and overused, scarred down, painful muscles. Then I tell them the first thing they need to do is cut back on their cardio training and increase their recovery time. And they look like me like I just threatened them. It takes a lot of education to get them to understand what's happening inside their body, because you can't fix a problem without stopping the cause. Some of them eventually get it and recovered, and some of them didn't and carried that pain with them for years. Cardio is fantastic for training your heart and lungs, so let's definitely do it, but you need it much less than you think. And don't use cardio to fix a calorie problem when that time could be spent building the things you lose fastest after the age of 50. Brother, if you're confused about the overwhelming amount of information on what to eat and not to eat, I'm linking below a free guide on focused eating that will make you not need cardio for burning calories. It's not about eating less, it's about filling up on what your male body actually thrives on. Go to second50strong.com and check it out to see if it can work for you. I'm going to link it below. And stick around to lock in on the core truth we push around here. You're not done growing yet. Your second 50 years is your starting gate, not your finish line. You're busy, and you have limited time for taking care of yourself. That's all of our problem. But the great news is you don't need a lot of time to make major changes in your body, energy level, or physical capability. 4 days of training a week with focused eating frees you up to drop that slow grind cardio and train your raw strength, mobility, and power to make your second 50 years your best years ever. And always remember, most men fade, but you're not most men.